Hello, fans of all ages. This is indeed the Ryan Morik Show, coming to you live from Studio A here in Mahwah, New Jersey, at the Ramapo College of New Jersey on this Thursday, April 30th, 2015, on WRPR 90.3 FM. Actually, I just realized, Throwback Thursday, but you know what today is? Hold on. Yeah. All right. NFL Draft tonight in Chicago. First time he's been in Chicago in 51 years.
Yeah. Draft day. Johnny Manziel. 5 years later, how am I the man still? Draft day.
I don't know what happened there. But that was all of the song I could play about anyway. NFL Draft tonight in Chicago. Yes. A lot of people are becoming millionaires tonight. A lot of dreams are being fulfilled tonight. But before we get to that, I don't want to talk about this, but I feel like I have to. I have the power of the airwaves. I have all of the power in the world. And you know what? This isn't a famous radio show or anything like that, but you know what? If I have the power of the airwaves, I'm going to take advantage of it. To the citizens, of Baltimore, Maryland, I understand why you are upset. A guy's life was lost in the hands of the people who are supposed to protect us. Now, I'm not going to say anything about what the cops did or what they did not do, because I was not there. But I will say this. There is more proof of unnecessary force in this case than both Trayvon Martin, Michael Brown, and Eric Garner combined. Of course, you have the right to protest. But the key word there is protest. What the people in Baltimore are doing is not protesting. You look online and it's not Baltimore protests. It's Baltimore riots. People, you are destroying this city, this country. You have the right to free speech. You have the right to religion. You have the right to be free at last. You even have the right to do what you are doing now in those streets. But is this what you want to do? You want to see your city, your country suffer, burn, crushed, burn into flames? I am all for standing up in what you believe in. But is stealing a bag of Fritos from the CVS that got burned to a crisp standing up for what you believe in? What good does that do? People are throwing chairs at restaurants and kicking cop cars in and bashing everything in sight. What good does that do? You are making everything worse. Rioting in the streets of Baltimore, that does nothing for Freddie Gray. He would want all of you to protest peacefully. This is far from peaceful, and I know they understand that. But what they don't understand is that it's not working. Standing up for what you believe in is not fighting each other. It's not stealing from stores. It's not cutting a fire hose that's trying to save your city. These people, these hooligans, there was a fire hose attached to a fire hydrant trying to get rid of the flames at a CVS, and people punctured it with knives. You would rather see your city burn If you would rather see your city burn, your country suffer, then get out. F the police, screw them, all of them are bad people. Don't you dare say that about the police, the men and women who are here to support us. Don't you dare say that about them. And then when you are in a time of need, when you need someone to help you, don't you dare call 911 because you don't deserve that right. Police officers coming to help you is a right. It's not a privilege. We have the right to be free, and we are lucky to have those people at our side. Oh, when I drive, I don't feel safe. I feel scared. When I walk by the park, I see cops and I feel scared. Stop doing 90 and a 50. Stop smoking right next to the cops. Then maybe you won't feel so scared anymore. Do the right thing. The words of Ray Lewis. Go home and stay home. What stand are you taking? Because no message is being spread. We all know what happened. We know that something is not right with this situation. But seriously, stopping on cars, breaking windshields, starting fires, ruining your home, your own community. That's what's getting the job done. I have a lot of pride in this country. I am grateful that I am a citizen of the greatest country in the world. I would never do anything to hurt this country or hurt the people I love. So stop hurting your home. Stop putting yourself and others in danger because it's not working. You want to take a stand? Make a petition. Spread news around to family and friends. That's a protest. There is no protest being done here. You want to know how I got this radio show 2 months ago? It sure wasn't from trying to burn this campus down. What did I do? I spread the word. Think before you act. Every car window that is shattered, what does that do to Freddie Gray and the cops that allegedly killed him? I'll tell you, it does absolutely nothing. So stop thinking you are accomplishing anything, because you're not. I can't even fathom trying to do anything bad to this country or for this country. Every person that has gotten arrested, that just makes the toll of what's going on worse. Every window you break, every car stolen, every store broken into. What good does that do? You really think that justice will be served if you go into a CVS and steal a bag of potato chips, if you throw a rock at a cop car, if you break a windshield, if you break a window? It does absolutely nothing. And you wonder why police officers have to use excessive force sometimes. That's why! Because people are so delirious. I know what I'm about to say has been a huge, I guess it's been very controversial. It's a controversial term. But these guys rioting are a bunch of thugs. I'm sorry. I hate to say it, but it's true. You want to know what a thug is in the dictionary? I'll tell you. Word for word. A violent person, especially a criminal. Everything they are doing is violent and criminal. My job as a radio host is not to offend anyone. My job as a radio host, sure, I may be more into sports than I am in everything else. But no matter what I talk about, my job is to give out the truth, and that is the sad truth. Again, I am all for standing up in what you believe in. But standing up for what you believe in goes completely out the window when you become violent. At that point, it is simply just an excuse to do stupid things. Go home. Stop rioting. Stop rioting against your own community. You should be thankful that you have a roof over your head. You know why? Because some people halfway around the world are lucky to get a drip of fresh water a day. You want to know how many people live off of $10 a day? If I remember correctly, I think it's 20% of the population, if that. The majority of the population doesn't live off of $1 a day. So be thankful that you can spend more than $1 a day, let alone 50, 100, a couple hundred. It took years and years and years to build this city and what we have surrounding us. And I know it's very easy to take it all down. It's a lot harder to do good than it is to do bad. But it's not that hard. Go home. Save the city. Clean the city. Don't destroy it. Here's what Ray Lewis had to say about the rioters in Baltimore.
Baltimore, get off the streets. Kids, go home. Stay home. You don't have no right to do what you're doing to this city. Too many hardworking people build this city. We put this city together. We put this city on our back. We with you. We know what's going on. We know the problems. We know there was wrong done. We know we're not getting the right justice. We know all these answers. But rioting in our streets is wrong. It's dead wrong. We got to go back to the beginning. It takes a village. It takes a whole village to raise one child. We got to redefine what this looks like. We got to redefine what building Baltimore looks like. Because there's too many people putting real sweat, real tears to make our city a better place. I can't come back home and this is it. Kids can't walk the street. This is our future. Our future's in Baltimore. What we're trying to build is in Baltimore. Too many babies paying attention to this craziness. And the sad part is, we got young kids trying to tell us how they're going to dictate our city. That won't happen. We must change this right now. Stop the violence, man. Go home. I'm telling you, go home. I'll take whatever I got to do. It will not happen on our clock. It will not happen on our clock.
Oh, murder suspect talking about murder suspect saying violence is not the answer. Shut up. Shut up. Seriously. Okay, Ray Lewis got accused for murder. Big whatever. That has nothing to do with the idiots that are in Baltimore right now. Whether Ray Lewis is guilty or not of murder, that's whatever. That has nothing to do with how idiotic these people are. Stop being so disrespectful and just be smart. The most important advice I've ever gotten was from my track teacher back in high school, my track and field teacher, my shot put coach. He came up to me and said, it's easy to be an a-hole. You know what? It's true. I said it before, it's easy to do the bad things in life, but it's not that hard to do the good things. I don't know how I'm supposed to segue into this, but the NFL draft is tonight. It's in Chicago for the first time since 1964. Wow. I have a mock draft. I'm not like Mel Kiper and Todd McShay and do 7 of them because that's ridiculous. It's one mock draft. That's it. Stop changing your mind. Whatever. I get why they do it. They find out more things going along the way, but someone makes an incomplete pass in pro day and they drop 17 picks. Anyway, the Giants, they have a lot of options tonight. And a lot of it starts with the offensive line. I sound like a broken record, but you know what? I do not want them drafting an offensive lineman. I know, Brandon Scherf is great. But despite being the line just bad in general, they were bad because they had a different starting offensive line every week. I don't want young guys protecting the Giants' franchise quarterback. I'd rather have a veteran offensive line and a lot of consistency. Last year, it was young and inconsistent. That's the complete opposite of what you need. And honestly, with Victor Cruz coming back healthy, and apparently Odell Beckham Jr. wasn't unhealthy last year, they're both healthy. Honestly, Eli Manning doesn't need one person on that offensive line. He can just heave it up and one of them will catch it. I'm being dead serious. And plus, the Giants added Shane Vereen. I know the offensive line, your QB and your running back are only as good as your O-line. And the running game has been atrocious because of how bad the offensive line has been. But even if the O-line doesn't improve, the running game did. And now you have a healthy Odell, a healthy Victor Cruz, Dwayne Harris, Ruben Randall as the 4, or Dwayne Harris as the 4. That can interchange. And now you have Shane Vereen. You have Rashad Jennings, who you hope is healthy. When he was healthy, he was very good last year. Andre Williams is a solid third down back. Who else do they have? I think that's probably the 3 backs that they have. Now, the one thing that is not looking too good is their defense. Last year, they were in the top half of most passing yards allowed. They led up 241 a game. That was 18th in the NFL. And now, they have no more Stevie Brown, and they have no more Antrell Roll. Matt Berhe is their safety. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that guy's name right. So, honestly, it would not be a bad idea trading down for a guy like Byron Jones or Landon Collins. Either that or draft a linebacker or any sort of pass rush. Please. Vic Beasley and Dante Fowler will probably be gone by the 9th pick. So trading up would not be a bad idea. And I know Shane Ray, he was in the midst with the marijuana stop the other day. Sure, the guy was being an idiot. But you know what? This guy has raw talent. This guy is one of the best pass rushers, if not the best pass rusher in this draft. If the Giants strain him out, then he'll be awesome. Besides Jason Pierre-Paul, who honestly has been slightly above average since his rookie year, the Giants have no pass rush. So when adding Shane Ray or trading up for Fowler or Beasley, or even Leonard Williams, not a bad idea, I would love it. I want a veteran O-line, and I want a young defense. I want veteran O-lines for a veteran quarterback. I don't want young guys who've never played with Eli before. Sure, these veteran O-lines that they'll probably sign as free agents, they've never played with Eli before, but they've been in the NFL. A young defense, if you're quick and you're athletic, you'll be good. Simple. On the O-line, age, I mean, sure, father time exists, I get it. But on the defensive side, father time exists a lot more than the O-line. You can last about a decade on the O-line. A lot of people are done after 6 or 7 years as a linebacker or any pass rush. And by the way, if Amari Cooper is available, the Giants better take him. Imagine that wide receiver core. Ruben Randle and Dwayne Harris would probably be the 5th receiver. So do the math. Odell Beckham Jr., Victor Cruz, Amari Cooper, Ruben Randle, Dwayne Harris. Are you joking? And remember, the Giants do not pick on team needs. So Amari Cooper or Kevin White or Devontae Parker, it's a very good possibility. They pick based on who they think is the best. Why do you think they got Odell Beckham Jr. last year? Now, who will they get? We'll find out soon. I have my mock draft. I'll give it to you guys in a couple minutes. 201-825-1234 is the number to the station. Call in with your thoughts. 201-825-1234. Now, the New York Jets, they have the 6th pick tonight. And we all know that can change in the next hour and 40 minutes. I think if they don't trade up for Mariota, which I'm hearing that it probably won't happen, I think that everyone's saying that the Titans are going to hold on to that pick. I think a pass rush again is huge. I think a linebacker or defensive end would be huge. Don't be surprised if they get Vic Beasley or Dante Fowler. I don't think they'll get Shane Ray because I think Shane Ray's draft stock fell. Unless if they trade down or up and get rid of Mo Wilkerson. An offensive lineman wouldn't be a bad idea, but you have to figure out who's playing quarterback. I don't know what lineman will play well with mobile quarterbacks. And we have no idea what's going on with their QB situation. Because remember, 3, 4, 5 teams could trade up for the 2 spot. And the Jets are one of them. I just don't know if they will. Now, it's time for the Morik mock draft. The one, the only mock draft for me. Assuming that there are no trades. We all know, number 1, Jameis Winston. I've said for a long time that Mariota should be the number 1 quarterback, but then I realized that this is kind of like Jabari Parker, Andrew Wiggins, Carl Towns, and Jabari Parker. Mariota's the better college quarterback, but Jameis Winston has a much higher ceiling. Winston is NFL ready in a lot of systems. Mariota is not NFL ready in some systems. He's ready in his system, but, I mean, Mariota is great. He's phenomenal. I have him going 2nd. But Winston's just the better NFL prospect. And honestly, it still wouldn't be a bad idea picking Mariota first because Winston, who knows with that guy if he's going to even stay on the field. But nonetheless, Jameis Winston, 1st overall. Number 2, I don't know the who, but number 2 is going to be Marcus Mariota. Number 3, Jacksonville Jaguars with the 3rd pick. I think they're going to go Leonard Williams. I mean, they have a ton of needs, obviously, that the Jaguars. But Leonard Williams is, they say, the second best prospect in this draft. They don't need a quarterback. They got Blake Bortles. So I'm going to go with Leonard Williams there. And you know what? Oakland's in the same boat. Amari Cooper, I have him going 4th. But you know what? Oakland, they need this, they need that, they need a lot of things. But you know what? Derek Carr can succeed with some solid receivers. And I'm liking Amari Cooper going 4. Washington with the 5th pick. I have them getting Dante Fowler Jr., the defensive end from Florida. I had a feeling that they would probably be in the talks in Mariota, but I thought that I saw that they extended RG3's contract. But anyway, 5, Dante Fowler. Now the Jets, if they don't trade, and I think if they do trade, it will be 2. And if they do get the 2nd pick, they will get Marcus Mariota. If they don't trade, I think they will be getting Vic Beasley. I think whether or not the Jets or the Titans have the 6th pick, right now it's looking like it's going to be the Jets. I think Vic Beasley would be a solid pick for this team. That would be a huge improvement to the D-line. Their cornerbacks are fine now with Revis and Cromartie. They're still a little short on the linebacker side, but you know what? If they really want to take the risk with Randy Gregory and Shane Ray, who both can play the defensive end and outside linebacker position, then so be it. I will not have a problem with that if I'm a Jet fan. Chicago Bears, they lost Brandon Marshall, so I'm assuming they're going to go wide receiver. I have them taking Kevin White. Atlanta, they need a running back. I have them going Todd Gurley. Todd Gurley, honestly, he probably would have been way high if he didn't get hurt last year. Now the Giants at the 9. Don't be surprised if the Giants trade up or down for a safety or a linebacker. But with no trades, I have them getting Brandon Scherf. And I know I said I'm not happy with it, but with my picks, Amari Cooper gone, Kevin White gone, Vic Beasley gone, Leonard Williams gone, Dante Fowler Jr. gone. Their next best guy is Brandon Scherf. Simple. The Rams at 10, I have them getting Eric Flowers. Who knows who their QB is going to be? As you know, they probably will stay with Foles unless I don't think they will trade. But right now, Eric Fowler is going 10, the guard from Miami. 11, Minnesota Vikings. They need a lot of help on that O-line. I'm going DJ Humphries from Florida. Now, Cleveland with the 12. Who knows what they're going to do? They can trade up, they can trade down, they can trade picks and left and right. But right now, again, no trades. I have them getting Devontae Parker, the wide receiver from Louisville. No Josh Gordon, again. They need help with wide receivers. Who knows who their QB is going to be? But with Devontae Parker at the wideout, whoever plays QB for them can have a solid year. New Orleans, with the 13th pick, I have them getting Bud Dupree, the outside linebacker from Kentucky. The Saints just need a lot of help on defense, and I think this is where it all starts. Miami, they need a corner. I have them getting Trey Waynes from Michigan State. San Francisco, again, another team that can trade a lot tonight. They have 1.5 million questions, but right now I have the cornerback from Wake Forest, Kevin Johnson. The Texans with the 16th pick. I'm thinking they're going O-line. I have them getting Andrews, I can't pronounce this guy's name, the tackle from Stanford. San Diego, they are in need of a running back, and Melvin Gordon, I think, is really the only solution for them because I think Todd Gurley will go ahead of him. And if Todd Gurley doesn't go ahead of him, then they'll get Todd Gurley. But right now, I have Gurley going 8 to Atlanta and Melvin Gordon going to San Diego at 17. San Diego said today that they're not trading Phillip Rivers. So there you go. Kansas City, they need a wide receiver badly. Who knows if they're even going to throw it to the wide receivers. But nonetheless, I have Brashad Perryman going 18 to the Chiefs. Cleveland Browns with the 19th pick from Buffalo. They need a lot of help on the D-line again. I have them going Danny Shelton from Washington. Now the Eagles with the 20th pick. Again, who knows if they're going to trade up for Mariota. I don't think they will. Going from 20 to 2, you need a lot. You need to get rid of a lot. And I think Chip Kelly thinks that he has enough weapons where he's saying to himself, Mariota is not that important for us. Does Chip Kelly want Mariota? Absolutely. Does Mariota want Chip Kelly? Absolutely. But I don't think Chip Kelly wants Mariota that badly where he would destroy what he made. With that being said, I don't think they will trade up. So I have them getting Marcus Peters at the corner from Washington. Another corner going 21. Byron Jones, I think, is going to the Bengals at the 21st pick. Pittsburgh, Landon Collins, in my opinion, with the loss of Troy Polamalu, they need help on defense. Also, Ike Taylor. So I'm going Landon Collins at 22. The Lions, I have Malcolm Brown, the defensive tackle from Texas. They need a lot of help after what's-his-face left, Ndamukong Suh. So that's why I'm going Malcolm Brown. I have Shane Ray going 24 to Arizona. They got rid of Darnell Dockett, and I think they cut some other guys on that line. I'm not entirely sure, but I think Shane Ray will get picked in the first round. I'll be very surprised if he does not get drafted tonight, and I'll be very surprised if he gets drafted in the top 10 where he was supposed to be. So I have him going 24 to the Cardinals. And another guy in trouble, Randy Gregory. What are the odds that I have him going back-to-back? But I have Randy Gregory from Nebraska going to the Panthers. Last year, their defense was atrocious, and I think Randy Gregory will help out a lot. Ravens need help on the line with the 26th pick. I have them getting Cameron Irving from Florida State. Dallas, they need help with corners. I have them getting Jalen Collins from LSU. Denver, Wes Walker's still a free agent, so I'm going to go Philip Dorsett, the wide receiver from Miami. Basically, another Wes Welker, small, with great hands, fast. I think Philip Dorsett is the perfect replacement for Wes Welker if he doesn't re-sign by now. The Colts are getting Cedric. Oh boy, I'm not even going to try. But they need help with that line, protecting their franchise quarterback. Simple. Green Bay needs some help with the linebackers. I think Denzel Perryman is going to go to them at the 30th pick. The Saints have the pick from the Seahawks. I think they lost a huge target in Jimmy Graham, obviously. So I think they're going to go Dorial Green-Beckham. This guy is 6'5". He's 250. He runs a 4.4. That's unbelievable. If he goes there, the Saints just picked up their red zone target right away. Now, 32, I would be very surprised, honestly, if the Patriots did not trade up for a running back. They lost Vereen, and did they lose Ridley? I think Ridley went to the Jets, right? I can't remember, but I thought I heard Ridley was gone. So don't be surprised if the Patriots trade up for a running back. They could wait. But are there really any other great running backs in this draft? No. I think they will try pretty hard to get Todd Gurley or Melvin Gordon. And I think they will try to get Melvin Gordon so that way they don't have to get rid of too much. But assuming no trades, they lost Darrelle Revis, so they need help at the corners. I'm going Ronald Darby from Florida State. That is the Morik Mock Draft 1.0. Assuming no trades. A lot of these picks, though, honestly, like Vic Beasley, for example. I had Vic Beasley going 6 to the Jets. If the Jets trade for the second spot and the Titans get that 6th spot, I still think the Titans will get Vic Beasley. And I think Mariota's going 2 either way. Vic Beasley, I think he's going 6 either way. Who else did I have? Depending on what the Giants do, who knows where Brandon Scherf is going to go. A lot of teams need O-linemen. But we'll see. 201-825-1234 is the WRPR 90.3 FM Ramapo College Radio. Phone number, 201-825-1234. Here we go with some Ramapo updates as usual. The baseball team began the NJAC tournament on Tuesday as a 3 seed. They took on number 4 Rowan and beat them 7-0 yesterday. Walker Larson with an 8-hit complete game shutout 3 walks and 5 strikeouts. Joe Venturino went 3 for 5 with 2 doubles. Tomorrow, the tournament moves to Kane, and they will take on number 2 Kane tomorrow at 5 o'clock p.m. The softball team started their NJAC tournament as a number 2 seed. They beat number 5 Kane 8-2 Tuesday. Michaela Melendez went 1 for 3 with a 2 RBI triple and another RBI on a sac fly. Katrina Buskowski, another complete game, 4 hits, 2 runs, no walks, and 8 strikeouts. They are in action tomorrow in Rowan against number 3 William Patterson. The track and field NJAC championships start here tomorrow as well. They will go on for the weekend. Moving professionally, the NFL draft tonight in Chicago. That will start at 8 o'clock tonight. Conference semifinals tonight in the National Hockey League. The Rangers start up against the Washington Capitals tonight at 7:30 in the Garden. The Calgary Flames will travel to Anaheim tonight for Game 1. That starts at 10 o'clock. The Lightning beat the Red Wings last night 2-0, winning their series 4-3. They will take on Montreal tomorrow night at the Bell Center at 7 o'clock. And the Minnesota Wild will take on the Blackhawks in their matchup tomorrow. The puck drops at 9:30. In the NBA, the Nets are down 3-2 in their series after losing to the Atlanta Hawks 107-97 in Game 5 yesterday. D. Will with just 5 points. Allen Anderson, the only net with more than 20. In fact, he had 23. Game 6 is tomorrow night at the Barclays Center with the Nets facing elimination. The winner of that series will play the Washington Wizards. The Milwaukee Bucks face elimination again tonight, but they have won their last 2 games facing elimination. The game is in Milwaukee tonight. The winner of this series will go on to play the Cavs. The Clippers are facing elimination tonight as Game 6 is in San Antonio with the Spurs up 3-2 in the series. The winner of that series will play the Houston Rockets. And the Grizzlies eliminated the Portland Trailblazers last night after winning Game 5, 99-93. They will face the Golden State Warriors on Sunday in Game 1. And the MLB, the Yankees lost to the Tampa Bay Rays in 13 innings yesterday. 3-2 was the final score. However, they did win the series, but the bad news again is that Masahiro Tanaka landed on the 15-day DL with a grade 1 forearm strain and wrist tendonitis. He will be out at least a month. The Yankees are in Boston this weekend. Tomorrow, they have an off day today. Tomorrow will be CeCe Sabathia versus Justin Masterson. Saturday will be Nathan Eovaldi versus Wade Miley. Sunday will be Adam Warren versus Joe Kelly. The Mets lost their first series since losing to Atlanta from April 9th to the 11th. They lost a rubber game against the Marlins yesterday 7-3. The Washington Nationals are coming into town tonight. And what kind of matchups do we have tonight? Well, tomorrow also. Tonight is Jacob deGrom versus Steven Strasburg. Tomorrow will be Matt Harvey versus Max Scherzer. Saturday, it's John Neese versus Gio Gonzalez. The Kentucky Derby is on Saturday. The American Pharaoh is the 5-2 favorite. And the fight we've all been waiting for, Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, this weekend, Saturday, in Las Vegas, Nevada. Another thing that I really don't want to talk about, but it's becoming a big issue, is pitchers' safety. The last 6 weeks, 3 pitchers have been hit in the head. Now, I know that it's rare. Entering this year, it happened 12 times in 6 years, and all of a sudden 3 times in 6 weeks. But you know what? As rare as it is, one day it's going to be traumatic. Now, right now, Alex Torres, the reliever for the Mets, he's the only one in the MLB who wears that big thing on the hat, that big protective attachment. But you know what? That wouldn't have even helped Archie Bradley the other night. Why? Because Archie Bradley, the 22-year-old on the Arizona Diamondbacks, got hit right in the cheek, the jaw, the cheekbone, with the ball going 115 miles an hour off of the bat of Carlos Gonzalez. You might not realize it, but pitchers are the most vulnerable players on a baseball field. Their only protection is a glove. Their only protection is a glove against the ball that is coming 100 plus miles an hour from 55 feet away. It's not 60 feet away, because they stride and they move up 5 feet in front of the mound at least. Pitchers are more vulnerable than the batter. When I pitched, I never thought about wearing any sort of protection. And I knew the dangers. I still know them. The thing is, though, when I was in high school, I knew I had enough time to react to a ball. Because what kid in high school is having baseballs come off of his bat at 100 plus miles an hour? That being said, I didn't want to or even think of wearing any sort of protection. But you know what? This summer, I worked for a baseball camp down in my hometown in Old Bridge. And you know what? I got hit right in my right jaw. I got hit right in the face on a ground ball that took a bad hop by a 10-year-old. And that hurt. Now imagine pros, hard line drives that go 100-something miles an hour, right in the temple, right in the face. A teammate of mine in my senior year of high school, we had live BP, and a rocket ground ball came right at his nose, and he was gushing blood. Thankfully, he was all right, and now he's playing baseball at St. Peter's next year, so congratulations, Tyler Hotman, if you're listening. But the main issue with pitchers and protection is comfort. One of the reasons why I didn't want to wear anything and why pitchers today don't want to wear anything is because we want to be in control with our bodies. I did not want a helmet or a face mask on the mound. With just my hat, I feel lighter, I feel more powerful, I feel more in control. Some people are honestly concerned about looks. Looks are not concerning to me whatsoever. I'd rather be comfortable than look good. There are baseball players who spend hours in front of the mirror to make sure their 3/4 sleeve is on right, or to see if their eye black is on correctly, or to see if their arm sleeve is okay. Sure, I wear some things to look somewhat decent on a ball field, but it's not my main concern. I want to be comfortable. Now, what is the solution? I'm sure that there will be something within the near future. Remember, if you watch the thing on Alex Torres' head, it's humongous. Esmo Rogers for the Yankees wears something I know. It's not this huge block, it's not a building on his head, but it's some material that he just puts on his head. But you know what? If you put something around your brain, that's 40% of your head. The rest of your face is 60% of your face, your head. So that strap around the head, that cap that you got on the top, it's not going to work. Ask Archie Bradley. It didn't work for him. The solution is something similar to a catcher's mask. Simple. I went behind the plate for a long time. I was a catcher for a few years. and I would get rocked with foul balls all the time. And I wouldn't feel a thing. Maybe because it was people throwing 75, 80 miles an hour compared to 95. But you know what? I didn't feel a thing. The only thing is that it's not comfortable with the pitcher. If I had to wear a catcher's mask on the mound and I had to adjust it every pitch, and every time I would wind up and whip my entire body, and all you hear is this on my face, and that's all you feel, just the helmet moving. I'm wiggling my head right now, and my headphones and my hat that I'm wearing is all over the place. Imagine that across your entire face. Pitchers would not be able to throw with that. And it's a shame because these freak accidents are ruining a great sport, America's pastime. Right now, that's the solution for safety is something similar to a catcher's mask. The solution for being comfortable is what Alex Torres has. As big as that thing is, it's just a big foam strap on your head. I think they said it was about 8 ounces on your head. And if you strap it tight enough, you'll be fine. But right now, it's a shame that there is no sure solution. Because it's happening more and more. And my biggest fear is that one day we're going to see a pitcher or even a hitter hit with the ball right in the temple or right in the face, and they start convulsing on the ground. And then we hear that 3 days later that they died from their injuries. It kills me to say, but that's what's going to happen one day. And I get that could happen in every sport. I've said it numerous times that something bad might happen in the NFL, that someone could die on the field, and even in hockey. And it's a shame that freak accidents happen to great sports. Sports are here for entertainment. We're supposed to compete. And we know the risks every time we step out on that field or that court. I've been hurt. In every sport that I've played, I've been hurt. And it's a shame. It's a shame that injuries happen to things that are supposed to be entertaining. And these injuries, severe ones. I mean, luckily, Archie Bradley only had sinus damage. And Carrasco from the Indians a couple weeks ago, I think he only had a bruise. How? I have no idea. Every pitcher, except maybe a couple. Brandon McCarthy had life-threatening injuries, actually. I think he had a brain bruise. He had a skull fracture. I think that was the worst one. But we're lucky that it's been the worst one. Seriously, we are lucky. Now, you've heard me talk about this subject about 2 or 3 times on this show already. And the show's 2 months old. But something else happened in this Josh Hamilton story that was really, really, really pathetic, to say the least. Remember the phone number, 201-825-1234. 201-825-1234 is the phone number for WRPR 90.3 FM. Share your thoughts. Mike Scioscia said the following. Quote, "The one thing that I think is sad, and I'm a little bit disappointed in, is the fact that there wasn't any accountability, especially from his teammates, or in his teammates, something like that. No accountability from Josh Hamilton. Who was the one that went to the commissioner and admitted to having a drug relapse? It was Josh Hamilton. Isn't that accountability? What a ridiculous comment. And then he went on to say, no one ever questioned Josh's work ethic and him wanting to play well. I know he got a lot of support from the guys in that clubhouse. For him to not show at least a little remorse toward his teammates, I just think is wrong. I didn't watch the press conference that Josh Hamilton didn't thank his teammates or whatever. And you know what? If he got support from his teammates, then maybe he should have thanked them. But you know what? I completely understand why he did not. You want to know why he didn't? Because he is angry with that team. And he has every right to be. You want to know what the owner of the Rangers said? Art Moreno said, we understand he's had struggles, but the reality is there's accountability. Your manager just said that there isn't accountability. So make your mind up. Was there or wasn't there? And then Moreno goes on to say, Art Moreno, the owner of the Angels, he said, when you make an agreement involving the drug agreement, you need to stand up. It's a lot more than an agreement when it's an addiction. Addiction is a problem. It's a sickness. He did not have this relapse for fun. He had this relapse because he can't live without it. He's addicted in all of the bad ways. He's not addicted like I'm addicted to a Wawa sub down the street. He's addicted to the point where if he doesn't have something, if he doesn't have cocaine or whatever, then he'll go insane. How ridiculous is Art Moreno for saying that? That was absolutely heartless by Moreno and the Angels. Art Moreno refused to issue Josh Hamilton a locker room in the clubhouse. He ordered Josh Hamilton merchandise to be pulled from the team stores. The Angels are acting like the Yankees. The Yankees cannot accept the fact that they are wrong when it comes to the Alex Rodriguez contract. And you know what? The Angels are doing the same exact thing with Josh Hamilton's contract. This deal was a risk. Josh Hamilton said it, and I'll get to that soon. Stop acting like nothing is your fault. You own a team. The last thing you want to do, I know, is be a dad. But you know what? You kind of have to. Maybe if you showed an ounce of support for this guy. What a shame, right? He didn't sell drugs. It wasn't a one-time thing like Josh Gordon or Shane Ray or all those idiots. He has a problem. He's sick. You can be sober for years. And former addicts will always tell you that they are recovering. Some girl I know, who I haven't talked to her in years, but one of my old friends, she went down the wrong path, and a couple weeks ago, she was sober for a year. And she said that it was the hardest year of her life. Why? Because she's not done. She's recovering. Every former addict will tell you they are still recovering. And Josh Hamilton will never be in full remission. Why? Because he will always be recovering. And by the way, you know who's getting the last laugh? Josh Hamilton. Josh Gordon is owed over $80 million for the rest of his contract with the Angels. The Angels traded Josh Hamilton to the Rangers, and the Rangers are giving him $7 million for the rest of that contract. The Angels are giving this guy probably $75 million to play against them. You are paying someone who you don't like to beat you. Real wise, Artie. Speaking of risk, Josh Hamilton said, I have no clue what he's talking about. He knew what the deal was when he signed me. He knew what the risks were. Keyword right there is risks. Of course, signing Josh Hamilton was a risk. Why? Because the guy is sick. So heartless by the Angels. I can't believe it. Whatever happened to support? Do we want to see people just crash and burn like this? Apparently we do. I know Art Moreno does. He should just wind up in Baltimore right now. Mike Scioscia is upset that Josh Hamilton didn't thank his teammates. If I were Josh Hamilton, I would have torn that clubhouse apart. Why? Because I didn't even have my own locker in that clubhouse. Because Art Moreno is a nutcase. So disappointing what the Angels did. I lost a lot of respect for that franchise. And I had a lot of respect for Mike Scioscia. He's the longest tenured manager in the major leagues. He's brought the Angels from worst to first and back to worst to whatever a million times. And then all that. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Ladies and gentlemen, since it's finally Thursday, it's time for your Beast of the Week. And ladies and gentlemen, this is my last show on a Thursday, so this is the final Beast of the Week until the fall semester. This is my second to last show, but let's get back to the Beast of the Week. This week's Beast of the Week is my main man, Jose Altuve, the second baseman for the Houston Astros. His last 7 games, he has 16 hits. 14 for 29 in the last 7 days, I think. Yeah, 14 for 29 in the last 7 days. In his last 7 games, 16 hits. On the season, .355 batting average, 2 home runs, 15 RBIs, 8 stolen bases. He is leading this Houston Astros team right now. They have a 14-7 record right now. They've won 6 in a row. They're 9-2 on the road. They have the best team ERA in the American League. I don't know why my music stopped playing. I'm a little mad right now. But their team ERA right now is 3.11. That has nothing to do with Altuve. I get it. But now let's take a look at their defense. They're 5th in the there we go. They lead the major league in defensive efficiency, whatever that means. They're 5th in the American League in defensive runs saved. They are going to be very good soon. All right, my music's not playing. You know what? Forget it. That's it for Beast of the Week anyway. But seriously, the Astros are going to be good. And they already are. Seriously. So, Jose Altuve, congratulations. You are this week's Beast of the Week. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the Ryan Morik Show. Thank you very much for tuning in once again. It's been a lot of fun. I have one more show to go, and that will be Monday at 6 o'clock. It is not goodbye. It is see you later. Take care, everybody.
And when they bang this in the club, baby, you got to get up.